As night fell in rural Maine, focus in this huge manhunt had taken a shift. SWAT teams at a property 20 miles from the bar and the bowling alley where 18 people were shot dead on Wednesday night. With a helicopter and drones overhead, a searchlight was used and a loud hailer. You need to come outside now, the officer says. Well, police were here earlier in the day, but since nightfall they have been drawn back as part of what they say is a very active manhunt. They tell us that there is no specific indication that he is here, but given the number of officers that there are here, it's clearly a key part of the investigation. After nearly 2 hours, they left. No sign of their suspect, but there were clues. Robert Card is 40 years old, a former soldier, a firearms instructor, wanted now for mass murder. At the property, they found a note said to be relevant to the investigation. Lewiston remains locked down, an eerie quiet after a day of such chaos and violence. Beyond the police line, the bowling alley where 7 people were shot dead. In the car park of Shemengi's Bar and Grill, yellow tape marks out the crime scene. The victims were still being identified a day after the shooting. 8 people died here. Among them, father and son, Bill and Aaron Young. Friends Jason Walker and Michael Deslorius II. And members of the local deaf community brought together for a sports tournament at the bar. This is Joshua Seal. He and several of the team were killed. As the investigation continued, at the City Hall, the politicians had gathered, and one with a remarkable announcement.
I have opposed efforts to ban deadly weapons of war like the assault rifle used to carry out this crime. The time has now come for me to take responsibility for this failure, which is why I now call on the United States Congress to ban assault rifles like the one used by the sick perpetrator of this mass killing in my hometown of Lewiston, Maine.
Next to him, though, the Republican senator for the state who has in the past blocked legislation to ban assault-style rifles.
We do have a Second Amendment in our country.
And that gives people the right to own a weapon that powerful, you think?
And Maine, I would point out, has one of the highest rates of gun ownership in the country and has a long heritage of responsible gun ownership.
Card is known to have had mental health issues, and his military commanders reported his erratic behavior in July. The early hours in a manhunt are key, and they are slipping away. Mark Stone, Sky News in Maine.